Welcome to Marvel Maniac and MCU Aftershow. I'm here with a special presentation. We are out of line in releasing episodes through next week, in and out of our normal release schedule because it's a big time for Marvel. And I just saw a recap. That's how I did it. I watched Eric Voss's recap. Eric Voss being the lead over at New Rockstars. I'm sure you've heard of them if you're a fan of Marvel and you're on YouTube. And I was sitting here watching all the news unfold, and I'm speculating so much, I figured I might as well just turn the mic on and talk a little bit about what I'm hearing. So if you don't want any spoilers for what's to come in the MCU, I wouldn't listen to this episode. But, we're going to go over the announcements, what I think about them. And then there was footage from Doomsday that they played. And I got a bit of a description of it. Obviously, I didn't see it, but it tells us something and lifts even more questions. And some things had lack of announcement, like no movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars announced yet. We'll talk about that a bit. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for listening as always, and let's get into it. So, the first big thing that they did was bring Ryan freaking Gosling out on the stage. Why? He is gonna be Ghost Rider. Ryan Gosling is the new Ghost Rider in the MCU, directed by Sean Levy, 2028. That's after Secret Wars. That's on whatever new planet we are on. Whatever happens after all of this Avengers madness, we're going to see Ryan Gosling on the big screen being freaking Ghost Rider. I think that's exciting. Ryan Gosling, great actor. One of the greater actors of our time. He's a phenomenal choice for the MCU. I'm sure they're going to do their own take on Ghost Rider, and that means maybe a more supernatural side of the MCU is going to start taking over aside from the mutant saga, which we have no idea and was not yet announced, so I can't confirm there's any X-Men news at all. If I'm just thinking about a solo movie that can have an impact, it's Ryan Gosling leading a role of an iconic superhero. So, speaking of the future, a huge announcement. Something I want to talk about in a separate episode, obviously, later. I don't talk about Black Panther enough. And I got the chills because Black Panther 3 was announced. And T'Challa Jr. is going to be the character that becomes the new Black Panther. That is Chadwick Boseman's on-screen son that we met at the end of Wakanda Forever. Grown up a little bit, grown up a lot. David Johnson, he's a up-and-coming actor. He's had some roles in some things. I don't know the actor. I looked him up a little bit, and he seems like a great actor. And Ryan Coogler was the one introducing him, so I'm assuming that maybe Ryan Coogler is the director. I think it's really cool that they're finally feeling ready to move the Black Panther legacy forward. They didn't recast Chadwick. They made it his son. So I think that's a very smart move by Marvel and the MCU. It makes me wonder, are they going to grow T'Challa's son up, and is he going to step right onto the mantle in that movie? Or are we going to see more of a mentorship between Shuri and the new young T'Challa? I'm very curious, and I'm very excited for this movie. It puts us, it puts some goalposts at the future past what we've known as Secret Wars being the ending of something for so long. We're finally getting to see little pieces of what is going to happen afterwards. I definitely tweeted, where the heck is Doctor Strange? I made a theory video 5 months ago saying that Doctor Strange has a secret movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I was like holding out for that. I was ready to give my humble brag. I was actually way too confident. I was almost positive that was going to be announced tonight. How badly we want to be right. But the questions, by the way, for Black Panther, I mean, again, how does he age up? Does Battleworld in Secret Wars, does that story take place over like another 5-10 years, like kind of what they did with Endgame? Does Shuri stay, or is she are we gonna lose her, hence putting young T'Challa to be the Black Panther at a really young age at the beginning of the movie, the end of I don't know. But this is what we are left with, and this is what we're sitting on for a while now when it comes to Black Panther. It's good to know Shuri's going to have a big part in the new Avengers movies, and I'm sure whatever they decide to do with Black Panther 3 is going to be awesome. The first two movies rocked. I think they did a tremendous job with Wakanda Forever. Despite losing their main actor, I think they did a great job of telling that story, introducing characters, and I'm really, really, really excited for the future of the MCU. So there was some Spider-Man Brand New Day footage. Okay, I'm not even going to describe the footage. I don't think it's worth talking about when I'm going to be seeing it in 5 days and doing an immediate reaction episode. So just be excited. It sounds awesome. It sounds freaking awesome. The Punisher's in it. You know this. There's a ton of other Marvel characters in it, like the Hulk. We've seen him in trailers and stuff. I've avoided the latest trailer. I'm going in as blind as I can. I'm so excited for Brand New Day. I can't even tell you. We might even do like a pre-hype episode this upcoming Wednesday, because I know some of you will see it on Thursday, the 30th. I got a 12 p.m. show. The movie comes out on the 31st. I got a 12 p.m. viewing of Spider-Man Brand New Day on the 30th, Thursday of July, and the hype is actually real. So they brought out a lot of the cast of Avengers Doomsday. I only got to see a couple pictures. Eric Voss did a great job of getting great high quality pictures of the monitor, of the screen, seeing a lot of the actors. It's good to see the new Avengers, aka the Thunderbolts, up there, and Paul Rudd is in there, and there was footage. So if you don't want to know about this footage, I'd step off the train now. It's not that big of a spoiler, but it is definitely something to sit on and chew on. And I mean, between now and Doomsday, which is only 5 months away, believe it or not, holy cannolis, you still might not want to know about this. I'm going to give you that warning now, because I'm going to tell you about what I know from what Eric Voss delivered. He posted a lot of pictures and a couple good posts. So they did bring up the Avengers, the new Avengers. I think they might have brought up some X-Men and Fantastic Four, obviously. Herbie was there. Gotta love Herbie. He was running around the stage at the beginning. They put Robert Downey Jr. on stage to speak, and he said, "It's not easy being green." Little Kermit the Frog reference / Robert Downey Jr. just primed to start promoting and living the life of Victor Von Doom as he comes to life in front of us over these next years. I'm very excited for this, and I gotta say the hype is through the roof. There are some naysayers. There are some people speculating that this might not be good. I have a good feeling about Doomsday. They're holding the material. So Ryan Reynolds makes an appearance as Deadpool in his gray suit from the second movie, which I kind of like how he just got all dusted up and then it just became the gray suit in that movie. Ryan Reynolds asked Paul Rudd, "Where is Thor and why is he crying?" This is another Eric Voss tweet. Rudd says he's a Wrexham fan. And I know that vaguely. I understand that reference. Ryan Reynolds suggests that Deadpool won't be in Avengers Doomsday, but more info may be coming soon. That's speculation. We don't know. That might be Eric Voss speculating. I don't know. And it's still very possible that he does show up in Doomsday. If somebody's going to make a hell of a cameo, it would be Deadpool, and we would probably not want to know about it coming. So I just wouldn't take any of that at face value. Then he tweets Doomsday footage incoming. This is where the most spoilery spoiler is brought up. So a new Doomsday trailer was shown at Hall H. Doom resurrects Sentinels from the X-Men, something we don't really get to see in many of the movies, these giant robots that are made to take down mutants. And Reed says, "Heartbroken. Did you do this, Victor?" To Dr. Doom. Then louder, "Did you do this?" They see Doom's castle. It's the huge portrait breakdown coming tomorrow on New Rockstars. They're great. Go check them out. I like New Rockstars. I love Screen Crush. Ryan Airy was doing his own recap show, but I just kind of wanted to get the facts and kind of build my own reactions and theories based off of the news coming out. So I decided to just kind of sit on Twitter and /X and watch things come as they came out, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm going to go over something that I skipped. It's ironic I made a podcast episode about how I hate spoilers, but Hall H is different. I mean, ever since I was younger, ever since, They were even talking about Avengers Age of Ultron. I was excited about Hall H. It's a different type of thing. The fan base communitively kind of knows what's happening in that room because it's important, and I think it's fair to hone in on some of this, but not everything else. We're going to look at it and then kind of forget about it and then see what Ghost Rider looks like in 2028. But the Endgame Encore trailer, it apparently includes shots of Steve's stone return journey and Tony's line, "You mess with time, it tends to mess back." It also has footage of crowds reacting to the opening night screening in 2019, the Portals moment. I mean, that's a very emotional moment as an Avengers fan. When I go see Encore, I'm already calling it Encore because I think it's going to be a cut with stuff they never shown before. They're going to put the movie out there with way more hints of what is going to happen in Doomsday. I'm very excited. I got the chills for it. And when you say you mess with time, it tends to mess back. You hear that in the trailer. That is chill worthy. So it's going to be coming out in a couple months. I don't have an exact date on it right now, but Avengers Endgame isn't over. And we thought the Endgame was the end. It actually turns out now in time that it's the beginning of something bigger. And time for the biggest non-announcement, okay? Marvel left one of the biggest questions unanswered. Still no movie announced between Doomsday and Secret Wars, okay? That release slot still exists. D23 is still ahead. And I gotta say, this Doctor Strange theory that I had, I think it's still alive. I really have a feeling that Doctor Strange is going to have a movie somewhere around May through to July of 2027. That's my prediction. I gotta say, Avengers Endgame Encore could be a money grab. It's also something they could have just put back in theaters without adding anything, just to get fans who wanted to see it on the big screen again before we go into the next chapter. That would have been something I'd go to see too, because it's a movie that I love. I wish they put Infinity War in theaters. I've seen that a trillion times, but if I could see that in theaters again, I'd be happy. Doesn't matter. Encore is going to have pieces of the story that we're going to be told in Avengers Doomsday, and that's a big enough reason for me to go back and go see it. And even if you don't want to, I will be covering it when it does come out. No worries there. So that's pretty much it. Hall H wasn't interesting because of what Marvel announced. It was interesting a little bit more because of the questions Marvel left us asking, the questions that I've been asking you this whole episode. What do you think? I would really like to know your thoughts. Comment, leave a review on this show. Maybe don't put it in the review, but I need you to go make a review of this show because it's very important to me, and it would mean the world if you could take a little bit of time out of your day and go rate the show. Give me a little review on Apple Podcasts. I'll read it back on the show. You are fantastic and amazing humans, all of you listening. I know you're out there. Thank you for listening. Join our Discord server. The link is in the notes of this episode. Don't hesitate to email me theories or thoughts on the Comic-Con presentation. Was it enough? Did they show off enough to get hyped about? Or are you disappointed in maybe not getting as much information about Secret Wars or where the heck Spider-Man and Deadpool and Wolverine and half the cast is going to be during the events of Avengers Doomsday? Very curious. There's a lot to speculate here. I'm sure we'll be making many episodes speculating a lot of this in the next couple of months, but I do want to hear your take. And that is going to be me, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest. We got Spider-Man Brand New Day coming up, and boy, I am excited. I will talk to you then. And until next time, Avengers, disassemble.